Hi guys, let's look at this question. This question was again a very beautiful and a very improvised question. If you read the question, it's nothing but with fixed cost and variable cost. But the way it has been improvised is the profit is also added in this question. So this is what makes this question very interesting. And this had appeared in CAT 2021. So let's see, what does this question talk about? One part of hostel's expenses is fixed and the other is proportional to the number of boarders. So we have seen this model in the class. So in that case, we can always talk about our total cost. So we know that our total cost is always fixed cost plus it is the variable cost is varying as per number of boarders. So let's say cost per boarder into number of boarders. This becomes the total cost of the let's say hostel. Okay, the hostel collects 1600 rupees per month from each boarder. Okay, now when the number of boarders is 50, the profit of the hostel is rupees 200 per boarder. Now this is what makes this question very interesting, which means what, there is a total cost and the hostel is also making some profit. So if I'm talking about total cost plus profit should be equal to the amount collected. Now amount collected is nothing but either total selling price or that is nothing but total revenue. Okay, so how do I go ahead if I need to simplify this question? Okay, so I would rather write one common equation. So I have a fixed cost plus the variable cost as per 50 boarders, let's say that is 50C, plus there is a profit of 200 per boarder, which is 200 into 50. This is equal to the collection of the hostel. Now that is 1600 into 50. Clear? So if I simplify this, I can bring this 200 into 50 on my right hand side. So I can directly say that my F plus 50C is equal to 1600 into 50 minus 200 into 50. By now it should be very easy. That is 1400 into 50. Now 14 fives is nothing but 70. So that's going to be 70 followed by 3 zeros. So this is what we have. Okay. Now second equation says that there are 75 borders. So F plus 75C. And now the profit is 250 per border. That is 250 into 75, which is equal to the hostel is still collecting 1600. That is 1600 into 75. So what does this give us? This gives us F plus 75C is equal to 1600 into 75 minus 250 into 75. That will give me how much? 1350 into 75. Now this is one calculation that we will have to do, right? So what is, if you want, since it's a CAT question and we have calculator available in the examination, we can as well use calculator for this. So 1375, so 1350 into 75 would give me 101250. Clear? Now please observe the question says what is the total profit when there are 80 borders? Now we have discussed in the class, I need not calculate fixed cost separately. If the total borders are 80, the cost here becomes fixed plus 75C plus 5C is what I can always look at. Clear? Or I can write this as F plus 50C is what I already have, plus I'll have to add a 30C. So let's see what all can we get easily from the equation. Now solving these two equations, fixed cost gets cancelled, right? So you see that we get 25C is equal to 70,000 and then 1 lakh 1,250. So 70,000 plus 30,000 is 1 lakh. So this becomes 31,250. Now I'll smartly use this. If I use F plus 75C, I have to add only 5C. Now we have been discussing this kind of calculation in the class. If 25C is equal to 131250, I want the value of 5C. If I want the value of 5C, which means I have to divide my left hand side by 5 and I'm dividing my right hand side by 5. So the value of 5C becomes 5 6 are 30, 6250 is the value of 5C. Clear, guys? Now this becomes a very easy calculation if you're following the methods that I have been teaching you in the class. Now F plus 75C we can pick up from here. That is 101250 plus I am adding 6250, which means what is my total cost? My total cost becomes 107500. So this is my total cost when 80 boarders are there in the hostel. Clear? Now, what is my total selling price? So my total selling price that I'll be collecting here is going to be 1600 into 80, which is a very easy calculation. 16 eighths is 128. So 1,28,000 is my total collection, which is my total selling price. Okay. My total cost price is equal to 107,500. Now, if I simplify, eventually I get 20,500 becomes my profit, and therefore the answer becomes option C. Clear? So the way to simplify calculation is what this question is all about, according to me, right? And beautifully improvised. It's a very good question. I would term this as a difficult question in CAT 2021, right? So according to me, just because this involves a lot of calculations, somewhere around 150, 120 to 180 seconds, depending on a student's ability to solve. Between 120 to 180 seconds should be an ideal time to solve this question. And this is what CAT is known for, how to improvise on the questions and slowly take it to the next possible levels.